Hey guys, can you hear me? Can you give me a confirmation if you can hear me? Hi Gaurav, thanks for joining. Is my voice audible to all? Okay, thanks Gaurav for confirming. Let some more folks join. Who else has joined? Hello to everyone. I can see 5-6 people who all have joined. We will start in some time. Just let some more folks join. You guys seem to be lazy to write comments. You guys seem to be lazy to write. Hi Rohit. Thanks for joining. If you don't say hi, then how I will know who has joined? There are some regular viewers, right? So I expect those people to join at least. Evikas. Hello. Hi, Anjani. Okay. Who all has joined? Some new folks have joined. So whoever has joined, hi Sharon. Thanks for joining everyone. And just go ahead and press the like button once so that the recommendation goes to people. And today, what my plan is, I think you can see my other screen now, the whiteboard. So the reason for this whiteboard is I could not get time to prepare PPT today. So we will go in a whiteboard mode today. Okay. And we will discuss one by one. So I have my notes and I will put the questions from my notes. Okay. So I did not get time to prepare PPT today. That's fine. That's better than, canceling the session. Okay. So let's start with the first one. And I will give you a situation and you have to give me the answer. So think like you are giving an interview. Okay. So I will give you some situation. You have to give me the answer. So I have a probability function. Okay. Probability function, mass function basically. Okay. For a random discrete variable, which is discrete in nature. And this is my outcomes. I'm writing here outcomes. And this is the probability associated with the outcomes. Okay, so you can say probability of random variable x being x, small x. Okay, and this is your small x. So for example, random variable being 1, this is my 1. Probability is this number. You can call it, let's say 0.25. Random variable being 2. Okay, random variable being 2. Probability is 0.3, for example. And random variable being, let's say 3. Okay, probability is, you can say 0.1. Okay, so you have to tell me expected value of x, number 1, and expected value of x square, number 2. Can you tell me if you have any question in any confusion in the question? Please ask me in the comment. So probability mass function basically for a random variable. On x-axis you have x. Here you have probabilities, that is x being x. 1 is 0.25, 2 is 3, and this is 1. What you have to find out? Expectation of x and expectation of x square. Any thoughts around this? Any idea? So you can think of you are going to play a lottery, and in that lottery 1, 2 and 3 are 3 possible outcomes, and these are the probabilities of outcomes. So what would be the expected value you can expect in the lottery? 1.05, Vikas is saying. Vikas, how did you reach to 1.05? This is a PMF. Okay. You have on the x-axis x value, on the y-axis the probabilities. You have to tell me expected value of x. So for some of you who does not know, in the interest of time, you just multiply these numbers with their probabilities, okay, to find expectation of x. For example, 1 into 0.25, okay, plus other number, and what is the this thing, plus other number and this. Am I right? Because based on your formula, am I right? And whatever this number comes, I'm not computing, whatever this number comes will be expected value. Okay. And so think it like that. Just like I gave you one example, right? So when you throw a dice, when you roll a dice, let's say I associated the probabilities with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It makes sense, right? It makes logical sense. What will be the expected value? And expectation of x square, there is little trick here, and this is your homework. Okay. So somebody told me, why are you not giving all the answers in the session itself? The reason for that is, even if you go somewhere, anywhere we go to learn something, there has to be some homeworks. Okay. And this is an interview question, and this is a, if you do little research, it will be very good for your knowledge and understanding. So do little research and find out for expectation of x square. Somebody can ask you. Okay. I can give you right away, but I won't give because I want you to do some research. Okay. Let's see second number question today. What I have made a note here. Okay. Let's see, you are validating a IP address in Python. This is a Python question. Okay. IP address. So IP address can be basically, just to give you an example, it can be it can be something like 0 A B Z colon 1 2 A C colon. IP address can be different than this. I'm writing my own. You can say imaginary IP address. Okay. 3 4 5 6 colon small q, then large L, then M, then 1. So what you are noticing here is, it can have anything small letters, anything capital letter, or a number. Give me a regular expression which will validate that this is a valid IP address. So what is a valid IP address? There should be 4 things separated by a colon, and you can have anything small case, large case, or number, any combination of that. How many of you are familiar with IP address or good with IP address? I'm sorry, regular expressions. Regular expressions are a little confusing, but you know, a lot of things they solve for you. What would be the rejects for checking if it's in, if I tell you that validate my name, for example, my name, if it contains only alphabets, then what would be the regular expression to validate this, or only ABCD? So what I'm saying is, you can imagine this as a IP address, and imagine you are writing a Python script or command using regular expression that will tell me if this IP address is valid or invalid. So what is the definition of a valid IP address? It can have small case letters, capital case letters, and numbers, nothing more than that. And in the format, 4 things here, 4 things here, 4 things here, 4 things here, separated by colon. This format you have to check. So to make it simple, I was asking to people, if I tell you validate if a name is proper. So a name will be proper if it does not have a number, if it does not have any special character. So only, alphabets, capital and small. So what would be the regular expression that will validate this? Simple one. Do you know something like A to Z and A to Z? Like this? So what it means? Do you know? It means whatever you are trying to validate, right? That can have anything between A to Z small and A to Z capital. Now suppose I want to have, yes, suppose I want to include numbers in that. For example, here Aman is a valid word, but think for a moment that name can contain numbers also. So Aman 1 is also a valid name. So what you can do is you can come here and say 0 to 9 also, 0 to 9. So when you are saying like this, what you are saying is I am allowing any digit, I am allowing small case, I am allowing big case. And on the same pattern, what you have to do, you have to go and find this and then write inside re.match or re.find. Okay. Obviously, you will import Python's regular expression, import regex as re, and you will match. And if it matches, you will say yes, match, otherwise not match. So regular expressions are pretty important for multiple reasons. Number one, you can find questions around this in your interviews. Number two, many of your tasks in NLP, right? So NLP is all about working with text and free form of text, right? So for example, let's say you are working on USA data and you are validating something called as SSN number, right? So SSN number will have a particular format. Okay. So if something falls in this format, let's say 111, 123, 123, then only it's an SSN number. Otherwise, it's not an SSN number. Just an example I am giving. The format may be little here and there. So these kind of places, it will be pretty useful for you in feature engineering. Okay. So don't ignore regular expression. It's not difficult to learn. It looks difficult, but it's not that difficult. At least basics and some hands-on you should do on this. Okay. So let me take the third one if it's becoming a little difficult for you guys. What I have written here. Okay, a simple one. So what happened is I took all my what to say, there is a numeric column in my data. You can think salary column. Okay, salary column. And what I want to do is I want to do some analysis. So I created a list out of it. Okay, so salary came like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 7 8 9. All these are salaries. Okay, and I want to run some mathematical operation on this. So obviously I cannot run on strings, right? These are strings, so I cannot run on strings. For some reason my list, it has come string. Okay, but I cannot run my operation on string. So what I want as output is I want these to convert to 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 8 9. Tell me the quickest and easiest way of doing it. So you understood the question. I have a list where these are strings. I want to convert these strings to numbers or integers. Tell me one smart way of doing that. So new salary will be this. Salary dot as type float. See, salary is a list. On a list, Amar, can I apply a function like this? Amar is saying salary dot as type, and then float. Is it allowed? I don't use like this. You guys think this is allowed? This is a list. I generally don't use like this. Maybe it works also. You guys have to tell. Make function to convert this to int. Can do, but that will not be a very, I can say, great way. Why to write a function? This is a list. Lists are very good thing in Python. So think something based on list. Think something based on list. Yes, this is the answer I was looking for. Serin, thanks for that. So simple, int I for I in salary, done. So this is your new list now. No problem with this. This is fast, efficient, tested. Everybody uses like this, so it will work. Okay. Now let's go to the other one. Let's go to the next one. What is in my notes? Okay. I have two variables A and B. This is again a Python question. I have two variables A and B. A and B are holding some values. Let's say, for example, 10, 20. Okay. I want one single line of code through which the value of A should become A plus B and value of B should become A minus B. Can you give me one code snippet that will do that? So A and B are two integers, you can say Python variables holding some values. I'm giving you some of my interview questions. Okay, so can we use lambda? We can use any other way. It is just one liner, simple solution. Amar is saying A is equal to plus B. Amar, can you test this code if you have a Python compiler with you? Any other way? Anybody? But this will be B minus A, right, Amar? The second part of your thing. Yes, simplicity is what we should look at. Does this work? Serin is saying like this. I was also looking for an answer, something similar to this. We have to keep very simple, right? I believe this will work. If it does not work, then let me know. You can test it. Okay. And if you want to create a list, this is also, I think, fine. Okay. I will move on to the next one because that was a simple one, last one. So What is the next one? I have a dictionary. Okay, my dict is equal to let's say A1, okay, B2, fine. And I have a value to search. Value to search is equal to 1. Okay. I want you to write a function which will take these two arguments and tell me yes if this value is there in the dictionary, or no if the value is not there in the dictionary. So in this case, this value is there in the dictionary. So your function should say yes, the value exists. So how can you, the tricky part here is how can you pass this to a function? Do you know how to do it? So what should happen? You should have a def my func, okay, def my function. Your function will take two arguments and it will say, it will test. If it is there, it will say yes. Not there, it will say no. Inside the function, you can use whatever logic you want, if else or whatever logic, but your function should be valid and accepting these arguments. So basically what you have to do is you have to pass these two things and test it inside. You can try it. My dict.values will obviously be used. No, and if else you can use obviously, or lambda you can use to return what you want to return, right? So there is a small trick in this. Try to run that. It is looking pretty simple, but try to do that once. Okay, the logic wise and this wise it is okay. Try to do that. That is the reason of these sessions, because you go and try something. Otherwise, you know, this is not a kind of gyan lecture, right? See, if Akshay is asking a very good question, are we supposed to know difficult coding? See, nowadays you don't know which company will start asking you what, right? Data analyst or data scientist, whatever you call it, which organization start asking you what, you don't know. And recession is coming, guys, so be prepared. I'm not trying to make you afraid, but you know, everyday news is coming. Companies are cutting people, right? So try to sharpen your skill more and more, because be prepared for a competitive market is what I'm saying. Okay, so try to put a little more time on coding practices, etc. So I have sixth one is basically a what to say, theory. Okay, so I have a 1000, or let's say 10,000, or 1000 only, let's say 1000 samples of text to classify. Okay, so what I mean to say here is I have limited samples of text. Okay, just under 1000 you can say, and I have to train the model. I have to do the prediction also. So tell me, I am writing few approaches here. Which approach do you think makes more sense for this kind of use case? Naive Bayes classifier, logistic regression. Okay, SVC, support vector classifier or support vector machine. So based on your understanding of, you know, how all these algorithms work, no need to go into much detail. All these are simple, machine learning algorithms. So my question to you is, the task in the hand is NLP task to classify text. Okay. And you have limited sample size to train also and to predict also. I mean, that is what you have. So which algorithm do you think is more useful and why? There can be different points of debate on this, and that is why I have put it here. Any idea? Will Bayes work on limited sample? I mean, will the performance be good on the limited sample? Logistic regression, Akshay is saying, what is your logic for that? I mean, what is your supporting argument for that? So which of these algorithm will tend to perform better or will be your first choice if you have limited number of records for text classification, and why? Your answer should have a argument also, like for this reason. All the new folks who have joined, just the question is here, I have very limited number of samples to train my model and predict. You can think I'm building a proof of concept on some simple data, and the job in the hand is text classification. So which algorithm will work on a limited data on text classification? And my request to you, please press the like once so that the recommendation will go to the people who want to watch this and join this live. Many people tell that they don't get the time when the live session is there. Okay, somebody saying name base but not giving any logic. I need some logic also. LSV widely regarded as one of the best classification algorithm. LSV, which LSV you're talking about here, or ISV you're saying? Name base, for what reason? Can you support your, whichever algorithm you are telling, can you support your thought with some mathematical foundation or let's say logical conclusion? So let's understand all these one by one. Naive base, on what fundamental it will work? It will work on the fundamental of conditional probability, etc. Right? And probability means totally mathematical concepts are involved here. Okay. And your numbers can go here and there if you have some kind of diversification in your data, which means for the small sample, there is a big possibility that your samples may be different from each other, right? And if you take a naive base, which is a pure play mathematical model with lot of assumptions, right? May or may not be a very good fit. In my opinion, that will not be my first choice. How about logistic regression? Again, a high bias model, right? So it assumes form of the data, it assumes certain things, right? So can I go for this? I can. Why? Because the way the optimization function works, I have a lot of flexibility to tune it further based on multiple regularization techniques, etc. Okay. And support vectors are one choice that I think I will go for that, because first of all, apart from kernel, it does not take lot of what to say assumptions in hand. Apart from kernel, I have a lot of flexibility of choosing my kernels, right? And I have a lot of flexibility to tune my multiple parameters in this case. So there can be supporting argument, there can be argument against it, but obviously my choice will be to running all these one by one and seeing what is performing well, to get some idea, basic, So for example, if I'm running logistic regression, I will run a basic one first without any specific user supplied arguments. As we see basic one, let's see how it is coming. Nib base also basic one. That will give me some idea of which way my data is fitting more into. Okay, and then start fine tuning on that. But obviously you should, when these kind of questions are asked in the interview, you should have some supporting arguments to say why I will choose this or why I will go for that, or this is not making much sense, this is making sense. Okay, again, there is nobody can come and say that out of A, B, C, B is the perfect right answer for this. Okay, it has to be it has to pass through some of the arguments, it has to pass through some logical funnel. Okay, that logical funnel is what we are trying to discuss here. Cool. I will go to the next one because you guys are not giving me any logic also or any supporting arguments also on that. Okay, so this is the 7th question for today, and I want to ask you something. Tell me the order of this. Okay, so I will write here something. Data import. Okay, data import, and I will say PCA. I will say training, model training, I mean training. I will say data split. Okay, and you can take one more thing as prediction. Okay, and I will just put A, B, C, D, C, D, E so that it's easy for you. A, B, C, D, and E. Tell me what is the right sequence for a pipeline. This would be easy for you. So I'm talking about 5 steps: data import, then principal component analysis, then training, then data split, then prediction. Tell me the right sequence. Will you do PCA first or will you break the data first? Think and tell me. Tell me the right order in terms of A, B, C, D, E. Data import, which is A, I'm writing her answer here. Data split, which is D, according to hers. PCA, according to hers, comes here. Then training comes, which means C, and then what you are saying, E, prediction. A, D, B, C, E. A, D, B, C, E. Okay, Amar Kawale is saying A, B, C, D, E. So what Amar wants to do? Amar wants to first break, I think. No, first PCA and then break. So everybody is agreeing with A and C and E. The only area where we should discuss is this. Okay. So DB or BD, tell me. It's like 50-50, the kind of response I'm getting. First PC or first breaking? DB means people want to break first and then want to do PCA. What is the use of that? I mean, tell me some supporting argument for that. And also who are saying BD. What is the purpose of principal component analysis? What is the purpose of principal component analysis? Tell me. To understand the variation in your data, right? So for example, your data has, let's say, 100 dimensions. So you want to see in which, obviously you want to project your data in a new dimension. Dimension detection we understand, but you know, mathematically or you can say logically what that does. So you have 100 columns in your data, right? 100 columns. What will happen is all your original columns will be gone, all your original axis will be gone, new axis will get created, and PCA tells you, hey, you know what, these are the new axis, rotate your data on these axes and capture the maximum variance. So the idea here is to capture the maximum variance. Okay, now do you want to capture the variance with the data on which you want to predict your model performance? I will repeat my question again. Do you want to capture the variance on the data combined with on which you are going to predict your model performance? Is that the right approach? Yes, I want you to understand that. See, machine learning is not only about knowing some definitions, right? Try to understand what I'm saying here. You build a model and you keep a data separate. On that data, you say that I will evaluate my model. Okay, which means that you are not supposed to use that data for any purpose. Okay, you have to treat that as unseen data. Then only you can evaluate performance of your model, right? So I am happy to be challenged here with other logic. Okay, but in my opinion, uh, don't do PCA on the whole data. First split, keep your validation set or test set out, and then do whatever you want to do. Okay, you can think and comment me later also if you want that I'm not making sense. Okay, and if you agree with me, just say yes, you agree with me. Moving towards some interesting questions. What is my 8 number today? Okay, 8 number is a generic stuff, not technical, not knowledge. Yes, very good point. PCA reduces dimension. So how splitting makes sense here? Very good question. So what Rafi is asking is, if you give 10 columns, right, or 100 columns, PCA will just vanish all these columns. PCA will make PC1 and PC2 like this. Okay. So how are you saying that? Tomorrow if I want to do a separate PCA for text, test data, then these PC1s and PC2s may be different from previous PC1s and PC2. Correct. So my argument here will be that is what we are trying to capture, right? So in PC1, let's say variable 1, variable 2, variable 3 plays important role. In PC2, let's say imaginary variable 16, variable 18 plays some important role. So we want, ideally, the way our model should work is, if our model is working good, then the test data should also be broken on those components only, right? Test data, if your model is, if you have done your PCA setting well, and if you have made the right principal component, then test also should have those components only, right? You can think and tell me, Rafi, on this one. Okay, and I will move to a non-technical one. Okay, so many people are asking me why I am not solving all the question here. So my only purpose of that is, guys, uh, something should be there to which you will do little googling, little research. For example, now this question is also ending on an open-ended debate. I may be wrong, you may be wrong, anybody can be wrong. So that is the reason we are discussing here, right? What is the name of this session? Discuss concepts through discussion, improve concept through discussion. So the reason I am not solving all 100% of things is, I want you to think on few of these things, do some googling, do some research. Okay, and I want to give one puzzle here. Okay, I want to give one puzzle here. You have two, so Diwali is coming, right? You have two, have you seen one rope kind of cracker? So you burn here and it will kind of sparkle, right? So kids will normally use this. So imagine that you have two of these ropes. Okay, so this is your rope 1 and this is your rope 2. Both these ropes are unequal in length, unequal in, you can say, width, unequal in size. Okay, but one property they share. Both of these will take 60 minutes to burn completely. 60 minutes to burn completely. You understood? I will repeat one more time. Understand this as Diwali cracker. This also one cracker which kids will play. They will burn it on one hand and some funny thing will happen, right? So both these are different in size, shape, etc. But one thing they common is both of them will burn in 60 minutes. Using these two ropes, you have to compute 45 minutes. How will you do that? I think you got my question. Simple one, no need to explain more. So if I go and burn from here, okay, if I go and burn from here, it will take 60 minutes to burn it completely. If I go and burn from here, it will take 60 minutes to burn it completely. Now you have to measure 45 minutes of time using these two. What would be the approach? Tell me. Again, one interview puzzle. If you Google, you will get the answer, but don't Google. Just try to think and then Google, obviously. I mean, if you are not able to get, I will tell you the answer. So as I say, puzzles is all about logical thinking. In the interview, if you can show that you are able to think logical, that's the purpose of asking puzzle. Exactly 3/4, how we will measure? There is no measuring device. So what is Pratik's point is, why don't you go and measure 3/4 and burn that part? We have no way to measure with that much of accuracy. And another hint here, you can burn from both the ends. It's not like you have to hold from one end. You can burn from both the ends. I think now people should be able to answer. I think Vikas did the Googling. Okay, just kidding. That's the right answer actually. So take this R2. Okay, take this R2, burn from both ends. Burn from both ends. Okay, and this R1 burn from one end. R1 you will burn from one end. R2 burn from both ends. R1 burn from one end. By the time R2 gets finished, it will be 30 minutes. And in those 30 minutes, R1 will be half. Okay. So after 30 minutes, burn R1 from the other end. R1 from other end. And by the time R1 finishes, it is 30 plus 15, 45 minutes. Understood? Understood the logic? It's simple only. Take one, burn from both ends. Second one, burn from one end. In 30 minutes, first one will burn completely, second one will burn half. At the moment, first one burns completely, burn the second one from the other end. Next 15 minutes, it will also get burnt. So 30 minutes plus 15, 45 minutes. Done? Cool. So one request, guys, as I told you, I will not ask you for any kind of, I will not push you to purchase course or do anything, but please attend the free session, which I'm doing on a different platforms. Okay, so you can find the link in my community section. I will put it one more time and in this comment also. So what is the purpose of that free session? Let me open and show you actually, so that it will be easier for you. Okay, how can I go to that? YouTube. Give me a few minutes, guys. I want to show you. This is useful actually. Unfold data science. Community and this one. Okay, so here guys, if you see here, I have planned 5 sessions. Okay, I have planned 5 sessions here, and all these sessions will be pretty useful for you. So what we will do is we will come and discuss all these things live with me. Okay, so just register here and come for the discussion on these dates on the same time, 5:30 p.m. my time, British summer time. Okay, and we will discuss, for example, somebody's resume is not getting picked up or somebody's interview is not getting cleared, or what would be the right project, what should not be kept, what should be kept. Many things we can discuss here. Okay, and you can invite other people who are new to the data science, they want to build their career, etc. So just go to this link, okay, and register for this session. It's completely free. Don't think that I am a coaching institute or training institute who will push you to purchase course or something. I will not do that. And you can share with people, you can share with others. Just come to this session. It will be just like we are discussing now. The only difference will be you can come in live with me. So right now I am talking to you through comments. You can come in live, we can discuss things. Okay, so there are 5 sessions on 5 different agendas. Come here, discuss, and we will have fun. Okay, the main purpose is to learn and have fun. Fine. So going back to the session, so what did we do today? We did some puzzles, we did some PCH, etc., some logistic regressions, Python questions, and some probability. So I was not prepared in the PPT, but I think the session was really well. If you think so, give me a yes and thumbs up, like the video, share with your friends. Okay, and I will see you all in the next session, guys. Cheers. Stay safe. Take care. Write me an email at unfolddataScience@gmail.com. UnfolddataScience@gmail.com or query.unfolddataScience@gmail.com is the email ID. Write that Okay, I will reply to you for any of your queries. Right, that. Thanks everyone for joining. It's little late for most of you, so have a good night. Have a good rest of the week and weekend. I will see you all next week same time. Okay, thanks Priyanka, thanks Rafi, thanks Himanshu. I will just share. Thanks everyone for joining.